What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. And in today's video, guys, what I decided to cover was going to be a Terapagos poison deck, or whatever you want to call it now. So what I did was, I'm a dirty little net decker. I just want to go ahead and just throw that out there now. I decided to just go to a regionals, so I think I'm on the Toronto regionals, and I'm picking the deck that was used by Gabe Shumway, however you want to say it. And the only thing that I changed out of it was I subbed out one copy of Cloth for a Budew. But other than that, the deck is the exact same. I don't know if this is the correct way to do this, but I figured that with the release of the Eevee Scalper set, that it wouldn't change a whole lot. So yeah, here is the list. It's a really, really fun deck. You, of course, will have Terapagos and your Area Zero Underdepths, so that way you have a gigantic board. You'll also have Precious Trolleys, so that way you can just load up your bench with a bunch of basic Pokemon. Let's see. Of course, we have Binding Mochi along with our Brute Bonnet. That'll get the ability to poison Pokemon with our Booster Energy Capsule. And then we will have some damage modifiers in here like Radiant Sneasler and, well, I guess not really a damage modifier, but the, where you at? Yeah. The Petron, you can just leave up an active spot that'll just kind of increase the, yeah, it's a damage modifier. It will just increase the poison damage. So if you have something you could just knock out and you just bring up Petron and just pass, or just something you can just soften up, this is a good option for it. One card that I really like in this deck is the Regidrago with the Dragon's Horde. With Latias EX, it's very, very easy just to send this up in an active spot, maybe draw a card or two, and just kind of rebuild your hand, especially if you get hit by an unfair stamp or Iono or just something like that. Dragon's Horde will be there for you to reload your hand, which is nice. But I think the card that I absolutely love in this deck is Oranguru V. So this is going to be your Forest Seal, along with your Luminion V, obviously. But this is going to be your target primarily for your Forest Seal Zone. It can also use back order to grab tools out of your deck. So this is a good way to grab your Binding Mochi, your Energy Capsule, your super effective glasses if you need that. But really, I use this most of the time to just thin the deck out. We have two Forest Seals, so this is a good way just to pull that out of the deck. It could be a target for Ultra Ball, or you could just throw it onto a Pokemon. I forgot to say Electro can also use Forest Seal, but yeah, you can just kind of use it to thin your deck out, which is really nice. We also have Blood Moon Ursaluna in here. We have Latias for free retreat, Squawk ability to get your hand going, Iron Bundle for some switching. Yeah, you guys have seen this deck probably in action plenty of times now. But with the inclusion of Budew, this deck is kind of funny now because, you know, you can slow down your opponent's Pokemon and still crank out some okay damage to start the game off. But I do have a couple gameplays for you. Hope you guys do enjoy those, and we will go ahead and hop into that and hope that this actually takes, because I have to completely redo this entire video due to the fact that my microphone was not recording previously. So gotta love that. But see you guys in the gameplay. Alright, so here we go. I have to do this again because I did not know that somehow, some way, my microphone unsynced. So yeah, there was just no audio whatsoever. It was so awkward. But anyway, we have a couple games here. This first one really is just going to be showing off the power of Budew. Then the next one will be a little more on the competitive side, but yeah, this is just something I've been wanting to try, and I saw that Budew was getting added to it, so I figured, like, why not? We'll just swap out a Claw for Budew and see how it goes. So I do actually have a pretty solid opening hand. Unfortunately, I don't have an Area Zero Underdepth, so I can't really have that much of an impactful Precious Trolley. But nonetheless, I, have a decision here. Do I want to go ahead and just A-Spec, or do I want to Squawkabilly? And the fact that I'm even thinking about this is just stupid. So here I decide to grab Oranguru, Latias, and Brute Bonnet. And I could have played this a little differently coming up. So here I could have, just switched into Oranguru, grabbed a couple tools maybe, then Squawkabilly, thin the deck out, and then retreated into Budew if I really needed to. But I end up actually just drawing into the tools that I need. So, I mean, that's pretty good, right? And I do get an Area Zero Underdepths. So, hey, pretty solid opening turn for me. So I'm able to play down that Binding Mochi, Maki, Hoo Hoo Ha Ha, whatever it is called. And then I get myself a nice Professor's Research for another 7. Oh, it's beautiful. Yeah, so I mean, if I would have just switched card, it would have been a little less digging. But you never know, right? We drew into it anyway, so it's fine. But I hope you guys are doing well. I actually just got done kind of taking a look at the, I guess it'll be called Journey Together set that we're getting later this year. I think in March. I think March is when it's coming out. I guess in Japan it's Battle Partners. But anyways, it's pretty cool looking stuff in there. Obviously, I think the N cards and a couple of the Iono cards are really going to be the ones that will probably stand out. Speaking of Iono. Will probably be the ones that stand out from that set if I had to guess. There's some pretty sweet looking cards in there though, nonetheless. Because I have just completely stopped looking at prismatic evolutions. I'm like not even gonna. I'm probably gonna buy Budew and then go on with my life. So unfortunately, Budew just gets absolutely mollywopped here. But I was able to stop my opponent from playing any items, and now their Charmander is gonna get KO'd coming back into my turn, leaving them with just a poor little Duskull. So they really couldn't play their Buddy Poffins. They couldn't really get set up because that's just what Budew does. Budew's like, you know what? You ain't playing stuff. So yeah, I just get a nice Terapagos 130 to seal the game here. And at some point, I cut to the other game. We're going to wait for that one. And transition. And there we go. So this one's a little more competitive. I end up opening with Precious Trolley again. That is definitely a card I love seeing on my opening hand. I think it is pretty fantastic. Then I also open with my boy Oranguru, who is clutch in the stack. So I see a Fan Rotom and a Hoot Hoot, and immediately I thought I was playing, I guess, like a Terapagos deck, like maybe a Mirror, or maybe the one that's a little more focused on the colorless Pokemon side of it. So I'm kind of getting ready for that. And then my opponent goes Eevee Noctowl, and I'm like, all right, what am I facing? Obviously, it's an Evolutions deck, but what kind of Evolutions deck? So we see a Nest Ball coming down, and I think this is where they grab EVEX. And I'm like, all right, well, looks like we are facing off against the brand new Eevee card, so I'll kind of get to see how this matchup goes. As you can see, I'm reading EVEX because I think that's the first time I've ever seen it. So yeah, thankfully though, my opponent played Area Zero Underdepths for me, so that's awesome. And I'm going to go ahead and just mention something I do in this video just in case I miss it. So there's a point where I was looking at my TV over here. I was watching something, and I think I go to promote a Terapagos, and I ended up promoting Brute Bonnet, I believe. And so I had to like waste a switch card. So if you randomly see that happen, I'm well aware. I was even aware of it whenever I did it during the game. And I was like, gosh dang it. So just keep your eye out for that. And I'm kind of learning what to grab here with my opening Precious Trolley. And I think I grabbed a Cloth here at the end just because I see a lot of colorless Pokemon. Almost said a bunch of white Pokemon. That was almost really bad. I see a bunch of colorless Pokemon over there. So I'm thinking maybe I can get a weakness. Who knows what, who knows. So yeah, I still have a lot of stuff I can do here. I have Arven, I have Oranguru, I still have access to Squawk ability, and really we haven't like played very many things. So let's just go ahead and back order. I figured, let's just grab some pieces now. We're gonna grab that Forest Stillstone, grab that Binding Mochi, then we're gonna Arven, grabbing ourselves the Energy Lotto just because, along with a booster energy capsule. So there we go. We got our 3 tools, and we might hit an energy, but Energy Lotto for me, I love the card to death. I just don't hit that card very often. That is the prime issue with me playing that card. So kind of deja vu here. I'm going to be going for the turn 1 Budew just to try to slow my opponent down while I build my board up as much as possible. And it's fine that we missed Energy Lotto because I just draw into 2 double turbo anyway. So that's pretty awesome. But hopefully you guys are enjoying a little bit of a mixed content here. I actually just posted a One Piece video after I posted my previous video where I was making fun of scalpers while playing Ceruledge. I always love making fun of scalpers, losers. Anyway, so here I just go ahead and poison my Budew, and I'm going to go ahead with that Itchy Pollen for 50 damage, and then my Sneasler is actually going to come in and do some extra damage, so I just get a turn 1 KO, which is pretty funny. I actually forgot about grabbing Sneasler, so I was like, okay, it might die coming back into my turn, or get knocked out, excuse me. I know some people are weird about that. Pokemon don't die. Yeah, they do. Anyway, so I was like, okay, he's going to get knocked out coming back into me, but nope. So we do see Flareon, so that kind of answers my question somewhat of what kind of Evolutions deck this is. Because yes, you can technically throw whatever you want into the deck because of how flexible Flareon is, but I didn't know if there was like more oriented towards like a certain one or what. You guys get what I'm saying. But we do see an Arvin coming out of my opponent now. And realistically, I'm okay with this matchup already. The first attack on Flareon is freaking amazing. I love it. But I'm gonna be hitting numbers pretty okay for the most part here. And already I'm kind of regretting grabbing Cloth there at the end because now it's just kind of hanging out. And it's literally just going to be like evolving that Eevee, and there we go. That card, it's not useless, but it doesn't have as much impact as it originally did. So we do see Noctowl coming down. That Jewel Seeker ability, able to grab 2 cards basically out of my opponent's deck. That will be able to help him out. We also saw the Glass Trumpet earlier. Thankfully, we have Itchy Pollen on the field right now, so they won't be able to play that card until next turn. Yeah, I honestly, Budew is super toxic. I know there's a lot of hype around it, but then at the same time, a lot of people are like, it's not that good. And that's cool. Both sides are kind of right. Like, yeah, Budew can be very stupid in some situations, but at the same time, it's like, in some other situations. Speaking of toxic, I decide to be super toxic here. I'm going to switch cart and just heal my Budew, just so I can keep using Itchy Pollen. Like, that's, I figured, why not? I probably could have went for like a completely different play here, but I just wanted to just keep using Budew. Like, let's see. Let's just take a gander. So we got 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 20. I might have actually been able to KO this Flareon here, and for some reason I didn't. I promote Budew. I don't know. Maybe I was just playing stupid at this point. So, you know, I'm like, let's just keep using Itchy Pollen. It's fine. So maybe you should have probably brought up Terapagos at that point. I'm mathing at the top of my head, and I woke up early this morning, so just be a little gentle with me as far as mathing goes right now. But yeah, so we do see a electric energy going down, sparking crystal, so now it just eliminates 1 energy period off of that Flareon. So poor little Budew is about to get just broiled. Okay, that's not cooked, but broiled. And there I am reading Vaporeon EX. Don't want to keep it on the screen for too long because people are weird. But essentially, Vaporeon just does 60 all across the board to Pokemon EX, which is actually pretty good. Really good way to soften up some Pokemon just for some late game damage potentially. Or if Vaporeon survives and you're able to do it again, that's just awesome. But Budew, unfortunately, does fall. We're going to promote that Oranger because, of course, we can thin out the deck with back order, and then Latias just allows us to have free retreat. And here I'm going to Nest Ball. Figured, why not? We'll just go ahead and get a second Terapagos down because I noticed that, well, I only have 1, and if they knock out my only Terapagos, even though Area 0 Under Depths is still out on the field, I'm going to have to think about what I want to discard. And there is the Brute Bonnet. Yes, there is the freaking Brute Bonnet issue. I noticed immediately, and I'm like, what am I doing? So I have to completely just waste that switch card. I was so mad when I did that. As I'm just kind of doing some math here, and yeah, last turn, 100%. 110% could have got the KO on that Flareon, but for some reason I went for Budew. I don't know. I'm being stupid. So here I just decide to knock out the fresh Flareon because later on I might need less resources to knock out this other one because it does have 110 damage on it, so I figured why not. Not really posing too much for threat. The other one that's a little fresh could potentially be a threat, so we'll just have to see there. But I am going to go down to 3 prizes. I'm going to play this game a little differently. I'll be honest with you. I was just having a good time playing this. This deck has actually been a lot of fun. I like how simple it is, but at the same time, there's a lot going on and there's a lot to think about. Because really, you're just kind of like utilizing like the poison / like Forest Seal engine, which is really cool. And Oranguru is like the personal MVP for me, alongside Latias. I mean, those two just go hand in hand pretty well. As my opponent just kind of continues to play some stuff down, getting these evolutions set up. Hope you guys have been doing well. Hope you have been enjoying the regional streams. If you've been checking those out, San Antonio was not too long ago. Unfortunately, I couldn't go, but I did tune into that a little bit. Yeah, that's pretty much all I've been doing, man. Is just working and coming home and just relaxing. So, you know, it's nice to sit down, play some Pokemon, listen to some music, relax, make some misplays, and then get a gameplay for you guys to watch and tell me that I suck. So that's what we've been doing. That Area Zero Under Depths. I like the art of it, the gold or the secret, whatever you want to say. But I don't know. It's like it's kind of weird looking to me still. So they're going to counter catcher up my Sneasler and knock it out, I guess, just to kind of help out with that math later on when it comes to poison damage. Which is fine. I mean, I can get back Sneasler if I need to. If I don't draw into something that'll give me the Sneasler back, I have a nest ball for like a Pheasantipity or something like that. So there we go. We're going to go ahead and just promote Oranguru again to try to thin the deck out a little bit. And I actually think there I was actually going for the glasses because I just didn't want to draw into them anymore. We're going to go ahead and play down that Binding Mochi again. And I'm like, it's not really worth it to Iono them because, well, they're going to draw 4 anyway. And then going into their turn, they're going to draw 5. So really just... it doesn't matter. Apologies if you could hear my cat in the background. He does that. I feel like I'm apologizing for my animals in every single video, and I actually ended up going for the Iono. Pardon me. That was a little mishap on my part. This gameplay is a few days old. Okay, leave me alone. So I decide to flip the script, and I draw into 3 Area Zero Under Depths. Of all the cards I draw into. 3 Area Zero Under Depths. Cards I can't use. That's what I love to see, bro. So I just decided to go ahead and just promote Terapagos. I went ahead and promoted the one without damage because, you know, I didn't want to run into shenanigans where I send up a damaged one and just miss something completely. And they're like, oh yeah, and just knock it out. So go ahead with the fresh one, taking out that Flareon from earlier that I could have knocked out probably 5 turns ago. And we're going down to 1 prize card while my opponent still has 4. It is looking very, very promising at this point that I'm going to be okay. As we see the Vaporeon come down along with an Eevee. There is a gold Buddy Poffin. There's some sleeves that just dropped that has like Charmander, Pidgey, and Dreepy. I think that's coming out along with the Battle Partners, whatever set. Oh my god, I want them so bad. I want those sleeves so bad. And they Iono me to 1, and I draw the boss's orders. Like, of all the cards for me to draw, that's what I get. That is freaking amazing. So yeah, that is a top deck out of hell for me. So we do see the Glass Trumpet coming down, knocked out Eevee, getting a couple energies, and then we see Pheasantipity on their side flipping the script. We see a Victini. They're getting everything except the win, because it comes to me, I'm going to bring up a Hoot, KO it, and we're going to take the victory on this one. So we're going to go ahead and start closing out the video now. I hope you guys did enjoy this one. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. And if you guys are watching this and you want to see me misplay with another deck and try to pull out a victory with it, let me know. Comment down below. Tell me what you guys want to see deck-wise. But without any further ado, you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. And this is TCG Central, signing out.
Don't forget to like, follow, and obey.